All right, everyone. There were multiple write-ups, both I think like Pink News, BuzzFeed, some of these others regarding the YouTube Pride thing. So what happens? Too long didn't read version here. YouTube uploads a video, spotlights it, puts it on trending somewhat artificially with regards to like gay pride. So like gay and lesbian creators and stuff. And it got flooded with people who didn't like it. And of course, they're saying homophobic comments. Most of it is really against YouTube more than against homosexual people. And then got like mass downvoted. It's like, I voted it down, I'll tell you why. I'll tell you exactly why. It has nothing to do with the creators that are featured, and it has nothing to do with gay people, because I happen to support gay rights and equality for people and all that stuff. On that one, I get called like a liberal when I talk about those issues, or like abortion or something like environmentalism. Here's why I'm against it and why I didn't like the video. YouTube is a for-profit, multi-billion-dollar company. The only reason companies shouldn't touch social issues. Look, everybody already kind of got the concept several years ago. Hey, gay is okay. Get over it. Who gives a fuck? Corporations began taking it up now as a social issue, and they're plunging us back towards the dark ages of people caring about the issue and not just living and let live, because corporations are not people, and if they were, they'd be pretty shitty people. Their job is to make profit. What I would say, let's say you're a gay creator, then make videos about the fact that you're a gay creator. Go ahead and do your thing on an even keel with the whole YouTube community. This is the same for any social issue, status, whatever. You're white, you're black, you're tall, you're short, who fucking cares? Here's the thing though, YouTube should not be pushing the material. YouTube doesn't need to celebrate anything. It just needs to provide a platform for other people to be able to celebrate who they are. The problem is that YouTube lately has been doing this while at the same time preventing other groups of people from doing so. Oh, well, you're being offensive because you spoke about the wrong social issue from the wrong viewpoint, or even from the viewpoint we like, but you used the wrong tag, and so we're going to demonetize your video anyway. YouTube does not need to push any social issues whatsoever. We need to have a debate as a society over whether we find it acceptable for-profit corporate entities to do this and then sort of bash people, because of course BuzzFeed, Pink News, is just propaganda outlets. It's the lamestream media. They're for-profit corporations too. They'll take any side of any issue if they think that there's a buck to be made out of it. We need to have a debate over whether that should be done by big tech or whether it's fundamentally about the users themselves. Let me tell you, I take up the latter position. Specifically, I can remember a time when that's basically what YouTube was like. Up until around 2014, YouTube didn't really push any particular agenda at all. It didn't really give a fuck. It was just, hey, abide by the rules, do what you want. There was no limited state. Restricted mode was basically, hey, unless you're logged in, you can't see it. YouTube didn't constantly spotlight and trend its own material and get a bunch of creators together for some social reason or political reason and slap them on there. It didn't happen. YouTube was about individuals making videos. YouTube specifically. It wasn't about, well, this company now is going to take certain creators, favor them over others for some social purpose, which is really just a branding purpose. It is a commercial tactic. It's like when some company says, well, we want more inclusivity, we want to be more multicultural or something. They're not doing it for an ethical reason. They're doing it to make money. They want to get it out there, hey, we are a family-friendly, tolerant, diverse, vibrant brand that you, the neoliberal, can patronize happily, and you can ignore the fact that we probably still use like slave labor, or we outsource jobs, and we fuck people over, or maybe we have poor worker protection. Ignore all that, says Walmart. We're a diverse company. Ignore the way we actually treat our workers, because enough of those workers are minorities, so you should feel good about our brand. That's what it boils down to. Big tech has been better about this, generally speaking. No, I shit you not, they've been better about it. But YouTube doing this, it's like, what did you expect? It's not, if this video in a vacuum, if it weren't spotlighted, if YouTube weren't itself promoting the video, it wouldn't have a lot of dislikes. Yeah, you'd have the occasional homophobic comment. You're going to get that anyway. Sometimes people have bigoted views. Sometimes people are trolling. They just want to offend whoever they can offend. That happens anyway. That happens to me too. If YouTube weren't pushing it, it wouldn't get any massive response. It wouldn't matter. nobody would give a fuck. Nobody would care. Now, because YouTube decided to artificially make it trend and then push it off as a sort of social agenda, and then the propagandist media outlets say they whine, they give the trolls attention, literally speaking, because some of the initial comments, I mean, probably 9/10 of them were left by trolls, not by people who hate gay people. They were left by people who were seeking to exact an ire from the rest of the audience on a video that had a large audience because YouTube decided to promote it. And so you've increased homophobia because now you've got, a million people watching this and they see the dislikes and they see the content and they see the comments and yeah, of course, you have a problem now. You made a problem. And then YouTube starts erasing some of the comments. That's not the smart way to go about it. I'll tell you, if you want gay equality and you want people to get along, you don't push it as a social issue. You actually leave it alone and let it normalize on its own. You let individuals normalize it. Once corporations or governments get involved, it tends to make it a sore spot within society. It doesn't matter whether it's this or any other social issue. It's look at affirmative action. Affirmative action does nothing to help minority communities anyway, and it just makes other people mad and feel like they're being mistreated and discriminated against, which is, in a roundabout way true. That's the way that it works. Governments and corporations should take a hands-off approach whenever possible. Big tech especially, you're all about human communication. Well, then let humans communicate. Not just a handful of creators. It's our creators for change. Okay. And you look at what kind of political and social things these individuals are pushing, it is heavily skewed from the general population. It's heavily skewed from even the general population fixed for the average age of the creators, which is probably somewhere in the early to mid-20s. So, no, YouTube shouldn't be doing that. It is a bad idea. It causes a rift between the social issues in YouTube itself that you want to promote and the average user on your actual site. It causes a rift. And it's not just a perceived one. It's not just, hey, people are taking this the wrong way and they think that we're trying to bash them or say, for their political views or something. No, it's a very real rift. It's a very tangible, very real one between a certain class of people that you give favorable treatment because of what they happen to believe in, and the rest of the YouTube community. This happens on Facebook, it happens on Twitter, it happens, more on YouTube though, because of course you feature videos and stuff like that. It shouldn't be happening. I think that the notion that a multi-billion-dollar corporation can even be a moral actor is laughable. The fact that so many people on the left are taken in by this, as long as BuzzFeed writes an article about it, is hilarious to me. You're actually attempting to grant a corporate entity moral power to judge what is right or wrong, and you think that it'll be benevolent in doing that and not use it to make money. That's not how corporations work. This isn't how commerce works. It's not how capitalism works. Corporatism, offshoot, corrupted capitalism, you could call it. Capitalism that got injected with a little bit too much interventionism and socialism or something along those lines. No, it's for branding purposes, it's for income-related purposes, and that's the only purpose that it can be for. That's about all. Peace out.